Next is when the act is committed with abuse of confidence or obvious ungratefulness that is found in paragraph 4. When we say abuse of confidence, it is inherent in qualified seduction. Sabihin nito, part na siya ng krimen na qualified seduction. Ibig sabihin, di na siya magiging aggravating circumstance kung ang crime ay qualified seduction. Kasi parte siya ng paggawa ng krimen. So, like for example, ang guardian, meron siyang sexual relationship sa kanyang ward, sa kanyang binabantayan na minor de edad, or di kaya ang teacher na may relasyon sexual sa kanyang minor de edad na estudyante, that is qualified seduction. There is abuse of confidence. Another is qualified theft. So pag gawa ng qualified theft, there is what we call as abuse of confidence. Kagaya ng domestic servant na ninakawan niya ang kanyang amo doon sa kanyang pamamahay, doon sa bahay ng kanyang amo na doon siya namamasukan bilang domestic servant. So there is what we call as trust and confidence between the domestic servant and the employer. So pag inabuso niya ito, so nagdakaw siya, so ang krimen ay qualified theft. So there is what we call as abuse of confidence. So no need to have an aggravating circumstance of abuse of confidence in that instance. Another is estafa. So like in the case of estafa through conversion or misappropriation. So that element of abuse of confidence is necessary part of the crime. And the other one is malversation. So there is abuse of confidence that the public officer commits against the government. Considering na siya ay binigyan ng tinatawag na trust and confidence sa gobyerno na siya ang mangangalaga sa property or sa fund. So, sa mga krimen na to, qualified seduction, qualified theft, estafa, through conversion or misappropriation, and malversation, necessary part ang abuse of confidence. Therefore, there is no more aggravating circumstance of abuse of confidence being inherent in these crimes. So, in the case of obvious ungratefulness, ang ibig sabihin ng obvious ungratefulness, ito yung malinaw na walang utang na loob ang tao dito. So, the offended party trusted the offender, and the offender abused that so-called trust by committing a crime against the offended party. And the act was committed with obvious ungratefulness. So, ungratefulness is obvious, clear, and manifest ingratitude of the accused. So, walang utang na loob, no? Binigyan ng trust ng offended party at saka gumawa siya ng krimen laban sa offended party. Nabuso niya ang trust na binigay sa kanya ng offended party. So, obvious ungratefulness is said to be present in situation where the accused killed his father-in-law, where he lived in his house, partially supported him. So, there is ungratefulness. So, doon siya nakatira sa kanyang biyenan, sinuportahan pa siya, at saka pinatay niya. Another is when the victim is suddenly attacked while giving assailants bread and coffee for breakfast. So, habang binigyan ng pagkain, pang-agahan, inatake ang biktima ng mga taong binigyan niya. Another is when the accused living in the house of the victim employed him with free access to the house of the victim. So, pinatira siya. Meron siyang mga tinatawag na access sa mga parte ng bahay at saka gumawa siya ng krimen laban sa may-ari ng bahay. So, pinatira na nga, dinakawan niya pa, nabuso niya pa. So, there is what we call as obvious ungratefulness. Next, crime is in the palace of the chief executive. That is in paragraph 5. So, the crime is committed in the palace of the chief executive or in the presence of the chief executive or public authorities discharging their duties, or in the place dedicated to religious worship sa simbahan. So, ginawa ang krimen doon mismo sa Malacanang Palace, or di kaya sa presence ng presidente, o di kaya sa presence ng public authorities na habang ito ay discharging duties, or in the place dedicated to religious worship sa simbahan, gawa ang krimen. So, pag sinabing dedicated to religious worship, that is a public and not private. So, doon sa simbahan, no? Open to the public. And there must be an intention to desecrate. Pag sinabing desecrate ay abusuhin ang pagkasagrado, no, ng isang lugar. So, in the case of cemeteries, hindi siya makonsidered na dedicated to religious worship. So, kung ang krimen ay ginawa doon sa cemeteries, so, walang aggravating circumstance dito sa paragraph 5. Electoral precinct or polling place during election day, where the public authorities are engaged in the discharge of duties.